For today's lesson, you're going to need a few materials. The first thing you'll need is a ruler. You'll also need a sheet of blank paper. You'll also need a pencil, and if you would like to use a highlighter to do some highlighting of clue operation words, then make sure you grab one of those as well. Pause the video, go find those materials, and when you're all set, come back and hit play. Alright, so you should have gathered your materials by now. Remember, you needed to have a pencil, you needed to have some coloring tools, and you needed to have a blank sheet of paper. So I have a blank sheet of white paper because we have a whole bunch of blank white paper in our classroom. But if you don't at home and you need to use a different color, that is totally fine. If you only have scratch pieces of paper with things on the back side, that is also totally fine. Whatever you need to do, as long as it is a blank sheet on one side, could be binder paper, whatever you need, okay? So with this blank sheet of paper, you're actually going to partition it into fourths. So I'm just going to start by folding my sheet of paper into halves horizontally, okay? So I make my crease nice and straight, and then I open it up. Okay, so then I have 2 shares, and then I actually need 4, so I'm going to go ahead and fold it now vertically. You could have left it folded and then folded it again. It wouldn't have changed the number of shares that you got at the end. All right, so it's not perfect, but it will work. So you should have a blank sheet of paper with 4 equal shares now. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go through each square and you're going to label number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll snap a picture so that you can see what I mean, and you'll see it in the next slide. So this is a sample of a sheet of paper that's been partitioned into 4 equal parts, and in the top left corners of each box, I labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remember, this is a vertical version. Some of you might have done it horizontally, in which case your sheet of paper will look more like this one. Notice that each square is still labeled with the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the top left-hand corner, and it doesn't matter if you did it vertically or horizontally. Either way is going to work just perfectly for this activity. Hello, boys and girls. Happy Tuesday. Today is your independent math task, so that means that it's like your mini test. So that means that you shouldn't get any help from a parent. You need to complete this independent math test independently by yourself so that Ms. Garcia can see what do you understand about measurement and what maybe do we need to work some more on, okay? Don't worry about getting all of the answers right. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just do your best so that I can see how you're doing with measurement. All right, so remember, you should have your sheet folded into 4 pieces like I showed you. And in each box, you're going to fill out one of the questions. So I'll be very clear about which box you're in at which point. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Part 1 says, first, find an item in your home that you estimate is about 2 inches long. Use the appropriate measurement tool to check if you were correct. Record the exact length of your object. So you're doing 3 things, and I have a feeling you're going to need to pause. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to find an object in your home that you think is about 2 inches long. If you want to pause and then come back, go ahead. Next, you're going to choose a measurement tool that you think is appropriate to use, and then you're going to measure whatever object you found. Now record the exact length of your object down on the piece of paper. All right, let's go ahead and move on to number 2. So we're looking at box number 2 now. This time, you're going to find a different object in your home that you think is about 4 feet long. 4 feet long. So if you need to pause the video, go ahead and push pause and go and search for an object in your home that you suspect is about 4 feet long. Next, you're going to use the appropriate measurement tool to check to see if you were correct. Now, you're going to record the exact length of your object. All right. If you need to pause, go ahead and click pause. Otherwise, we're going to move on to number 3. Number 3 is a word problem, so multi-step. Number 3 says solve, and here's the word problem. Jack is building a dog run for his golden retriever. He is making the run 15 feet long. He has already built 8 feet of the run. How much more does he need to build? I'll repeat that word problem again. Jack is building a dog run for his golden retriever. He is making the run 15 feet long. He has already built 8 feet of the run. How much more does he need to build? Don't forget to identify clue operation words or phrases. So asking yourself, am I doing addition or am I doing subtraction? Then write the equation and use a strategy to solve for the unknown. If you need to pause, go ahead and hit pause. Otherwise, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 also says solve and is another word problem. So listen closely. Number 4 says, Jack's golden retriever loved the dog run so much he ran it 6 times. Recall that the dog run was 15 feet long. Using that information, what was the total length that Jack's dog ran? I'll read that one more time. Jack's golden retriever loved the dog run so much he ran it 6 times. Recall that the dog run was 15 feet long. Using that information, what was the total length that Jack's dog ran? Now, again, don't forget to identify clue operation words or phrases, write the equation, and then solve for the unknown. All right, don't forget to head over to Seesaw to submit your work to me. You'll just snap a photo and then post it on Seesaw. Can't wait to see how you did.